when we started our band, like late 80s, of course, Guns N' Roses and Hanoi Rocks were a big influence for us, but to make it a little bit different, I was also a big fan of the Cramps, so I wanted to bring like those horror kind of elements to our music, like vampires and horror movies. You know, like even though we were like sleaze rock band, but still having the horror elements there. So that was a little bit unique, and you know the vampires were a theme ever since the beginning. So over the years, different kind of elements in our music have like you know, like first this was probably glam and loud street rock, but of course through the years there was different values that became more important, and at some point our gothic roots started to grow, you know, like and become a bigger element in our music. So and at same point we started to work with our producer Johnny Lee Michaels, who introduced keyboards to our music, and that's like when we recorded Blessed Be, and I think the modern day 69 Eyes sound was finally found after 10 years of making records before that. And then, you know, since that, every record has sounded a little bit different than the other one, but that's because you know, we just like always want to create something new, and we didn't, you know, like there's two bands in the world who has succeeded in releasing only one album only every year, every time the same record, and they are AC/DC and Ramones or Motorhead. So, you know, we just always want to move some other direction. And like you said, you can't really categorize us into some small category, like they are gothic band, they are glam band, they are, you know, like, you know, we have so many different elements, so that also provides us to go wherever we want to go, you know, whatever, come up with whatever sound we like. So we are not like, our hands are not tied, and our imagination is not like limited to something small category, like, you know. So I don't know. I mean, the last album, Back in Blood, was like, that was like something new, but on the other hand something very old, because we went all the way to Hollywood to do the record. So of course that was the record that we wanted our glam roots to be there again, you know. But of course it has like elements of goth rock there as well. But as we are now planning already the next record, I think it's time to go somewhere else and have some new vibes in the music as well.
So
they of course change. I mean, when we started the band, I wrote I wrote lyrics for the song called "The Hills Have Eyes," but I mean, you know, that Wes Craven movie, and that was like that was exciting back then. Now I would say that the ultimate horror movie I've seen is like Antichrist by Lars von Trier. That's like that's really haunting movie. That really, when you see that, it's really dark movie, and that's the last horror movie you have ever seen. You know, after that, that's the most frightening. I'm not sure if I really want to see that much horror movies anymore. I mean, if you call, well, vampire movies are in general, they are so different horror. They're kind of like dark fantasy, or like they are never scary in that sense. So then, besides with the vampire movies, where is the last good vampire movie? I mean, I think if you like vampire, like fantasy, I think the best thing what's going to be coming out for years, it's like True Blood, the TV series. That's really cool. like we see the people to whom we make the music, and why we make the music, why I'm involved in making music. I found out like when we started the band, we played some 2 or 3 shows, and maybe on the 4th or 5th show, there, I noticed that hey, there's the same people again to see us. So they found that we are exciting, not because we put them to the guest list, but there was probably some people that I never seen before who came to see us first time and the second time, you know, like again. And sooner there was more and more of those people. Then we started to release the records, and people started to buy them, and then the music started to be played in the radio. All of a sudden, the people who are buying the records, listening to our music on the radio, I don't know them personally. When you play a live show, for instance tonight, I'm excited to see the people who are, because I know, like for instance in Italy we have a lot of fans, and so I'm excited to see the people who we make the music, because that we know that they exist, and why we make the music for them, and why I'm proud of that there's people who listen to our music. I'm proud to create something that entertains people, and maybe, well, we get a lot of fan mail, so they write about how the song has helped them through. It could be like a sad time or happy time, or just help them to enjoy the flight back home or go to gym or something like that. And on the other hand, people send a lot of drawings. Our music like inspires people to create something. So that's always great, because I've been inspired by a lot of things, a lot of music and so on. So it's great that I can push that same sort of like invisible energy back to our music, and somebody catches the ball on the other end and starts the game again. Maybe starts the band, maybe will draw something or write something and so on, or just like enjoys and maybe forgets whatever that person has to forget, or enjoys the moment. I don't know. I have heard somebody even plays our music at the wedding, so you know that's always like great to have a chance to create something that entertains people that much.
So for
yeah, that's when you're on stage. I mean, I'm as much as people probably want to see us on stage. We are always, and at least I am as curious to see them. But also, it means it's really, it really needs a lot of concentration, especially on tours like this, because if something's not right, because this touring with a big group of people, and like in this tour 3 bands, it's not easy. You know, we are going like nearly 3 weeks by now, and over a month from country to country, and actually in the springtime through different climate to another. You know, it was like a winter when we left home. Now here is nearly summer or summerish. So you have to really focus on yourself to make sure that you have to, and in my case, I have to feel good to be good on stage. If I'm tired, if there's has been some extra stress of traveling situations or whatever it may be, that will be shown also on the stage, unfortunately. So it's a very challenging thing, but I also like it because I like, of course, it's interesting to challenge yourself in life, and when you are in this is a pretty cliche way to say, but when you are in this discomfortable area, then you are maybe more creative, or maybe that makes you to push yourself harder to get the best up. all these people. This is Jyrki from the 69 Eyes, and you are watching rockrebelmagazine.com. Stay tuned, because this is the place that you should be forever, like I am.